Crap in a hat, muttered our protagonist as he grabbed his bag and dashed out the window. Said bag he'd previously prepared for this and similar situations, filled with diamonds, IDs, rope, anything a time traveler could want if they are going to dash out a window. He feels his spirits rise as he gets to relative safety, rise back to where they were before the SEC performed that elaborate knocking ritual on his door. He just had his grand epiphany and is once again filled with passion and purpose. Unlike 6 months ago when he was also on the run, he's not going to be making small, calculated changes to the timeline to change specific events about the future. He's going to be making one huge timeline, changing everything about the world. First things first, he needs to find a new hideout. And then he'll need to make a lab in said hideout. He will then need to be much more careful about security. He can't have some random Fed showing up 3/4 of the way through before he's ready to execute his maneuver, ruining everything. It was too bad he had to leave that previous house. It was comfortable and it does still hold some value for him. He admits he doesn't quite have a grasp of how time travel works, as he's not in the future anymore. He does, however, think he might figure it out in the future, the current future. If he decides to go down that road, he may need the basement again. Flash forward 2 months. The SEC has unfrozen our protagonist's assets, as they were unable to find any evidence of illegal activities. They, of course, don't have their X-Files division until 2020, so they aren't investigating time travel yet. Our protagonist, in his new lab, working night and day towards his ultimate goal of writing his name on the moon, now has a little bit of capital that he can put towards his project. Huzzah! He exclaims. Finally gotten his energy storage system right, while he enjoys the idea of using our quaint present-day technologies and tools in order to accomplish his goals. There are a few areas of his plan where that just won't do. The global enlightenment wasn't supposed to happen for another few years. There are some technologies he still has to invent. Knock, knock, knock. It's that elaborate knocking ritual again, infuriating and frankly frightening him at this point. Heavens to Betsy! He turns around, looks at the door, considering his options. He eventually goes to the door, after quickly covering up his equipment with a sheet and taking off his lab coat. Opens it just a crack, just enough to look outside with the little chainy thing still on there. Would you like some Girl Scout cookies?